Good morning, students. The last lesson that we have done is Introduction to Microbiology. So this lesson is in literal sense an introduction to microbiology, and through this lesson you are exposed to a new branch in biology, which makes the study of microbes. And in this lesson we have studied that how microbes are useful to us and how it has changed the entire food industry, agricultural industry, how it has found out alternatives for petrochemicals. Organic farming has become possible. So it tells us about the importance of microbes in our life. It's a very informative lesson. There are a number of names of microbes here. So my advice to you would be to read this lesson again and again. When you read the lesson again and again, you become acquainted with the new terms. You not only have to learn to pronounce the names of the microbes, but also learn the spellings. So write down the names of the microbes 5 times so that you become acquainted to the terms. Let us start a new lesson, that is cell biology and biotechnology. And to begin, I have just shared with you a small piece of motivational information, and it is titled The Law of Wasted Effort. I came across this information and I'm sharing it with you all. Just don't read it once, read it 2-3 times so that this takeaway of this particular article sinks into you. So the gist or the takeaway of this article is that you should never stop trying, or rather, one should never stop trying. No matter how hard the times may be, how hard or trying the times may be, no matter what struggles in the life may be, one should never stop trying. So as it is rightly said, try and try until you succeed. So you definitely will succeed, and this is what is the takeaway from here. And when we keep trying, at the end we do succeed, and we all come out better persons, or we become more stronger to face life. So read the information and do pass it on also. So let us begin with cell biology and biotechnology lesson. Cell biology is also referred to as cytology. So in cell biology or cytology, what we study is the structure of the cell, which you all have done in your lower classes. You have studied the structure of the plant cell as well as animal cell. You are also aware of the various cell organelles that are present inside the cell, and you even know the functions that are performed by them. You even know about the various nucleic acids that are present inside the cell. We know that the cell is a structural and a functional unit of life, or the fundamental unit of life. It has got a definite structure and a definite function to perform. You all are also aware with the various types of cells, like somatic cells, then stem cells you must have heard, and germ cells also you must have definitely heard. So we know about the various types of cells. Now, as far as the cell biology or cytology part is concerned, we are going to study more about stem cells and its uses in this lesson. Now, apart from this, we have even to study biotechnology. Now, before I tell you about biotechnology, uh, let us discuss a few examples which are of biotechnology. So recently we have seen how microbes have been used to increase food production, how microbes have helped us to find out alternative sources for non-renewable sources of energy, how they have revolutionized the entire field of agriculture, that instead of using chemicals as fertilizers and pesticides, we have started using biofertilizers and biopesticides. We even have heard that gradually the chemical catalysts in the industries have been replaced by biocatalysts, that is enzymes. We are also aware that various types of biofuels in the form of methane or ethanol and the hydrogen, that is considered to be the fuel of future. So all these are also coming up fast, and gradually they are replacing the conventional ones. So all these are examples of biotechnology. They are all a gift of biotechnology to us. In this chapter also, we are going to study some more examples of biotechnology. You all must have definitely heard about green and white revolution. Though we are going to study about them this year also, but we all are aware with these terms. So green revolution is associated with increase in crop production, whereas white revolution is associated with increase in the production of dairy products. So this is an example of biotechnology, and it is on account of biotechnology that we have or it has been possible for us to increase the crop production or dairy production in order to suffice the need of the growing population of the country. You must have earlier seen or heard that the fruits and vegetables used to contain lot of worms, but nowadays this has decreased to a quite a lot extent. Nowadays we find that the fruits are more hybrid, vegetables are hybrid, and they do not contain the worm or insects in them. So it is on account of biotechnology that we have been able to make such varieties of fruits and vegetables that are giving us more production, as well as they are free from any kind of pest. So these are some examples of biotechnology. Now there are two terms that are very closely associated with biotechnology. One is the recombinant DNA technology, and the second one is genetic engineering. In genetic engineering, we are deliberately manipulating the genes of an organism, of course for the betterment, so that it helps us to increase the production, or it helps us in the field of agriculture, etc. So in genetic engineering, we are actually manipulating the genes of the organism in order to increase the production or to get better quality of fruits and vegetables, etc. Secondly, we have recombinant DNA technology. Now, genes from two different species of organisms are taken and they are inserted into a third organism, or what we call it as the host organism. Now, this host organism will have the characteristics of the other two species. And so the host organism now is a hybrid, and it will give you more yield, more better quality, etc. So this is what is done in biotechnology. That is, we are trying to obtain fruits and vegetables of better quality, and at the same time we are even increasing the productivity. So these are only some of the examples, and we are going to study more about biotechnology in this lesson. Let us begin by taking up a few questions that will help us to build the background about the lesson. The very first question, what is a cell? So the smallest structural and functional unit of body of living organisms is called as cell. So earlier also we have discussed this, that the cell is the structural and functional unit of the cell. That is, the cell has got a definite structure, cell organelles, and it has a definite function to perform. And it's a part of fundamental unit of all living organisms. What is a tissue? Which are the functions of tissue? So a group of cells having same origin, same structure, and same function is called a tissue. So we all are aware with this definition. That is, it's a group of cells which are going to have the same structure, function to perform. Different tissues perform different functions in the body. Now I have taken up 3 tissues and let us see what their functions are. So we have one type of tissue which is called as the epithelial tissue, and it acts as the coverings. Now the outer and inner lining of all organs in our body is made out of epithelial tissue. Apart from forming the outermost inner and outermost lining, the epithelial tissue even controls the movements of materials across their surface. So it is the inner lining also. So it is going to be through this particular tissue that the exchange of materials is going to take place. Muscle tissue brings about body movements, and nervous tissue brings about control and coordination. So we know about nervous tissue, the nerve cells which carry impulses from the receptors to the brain and spinal cord, and then back from the brain and spinal cord to the receptor organs. So this is what is in short about cell and tissues.